just got sick of the lose, so I decided to grow. Yeah, decided to glue. Sick of the loss. I just got sick of the lose, so I decided to grow. Yeah, decided to glue. Sick of the loss. I just got sick of the lose, so I decided to grow. Yeah, decided to glue. Sick of the lows. I've been drifting. I keep falling off the deep end. I've been slipping, losing grip of myself. I feel different. I keep falling off the world's edge. I'll never sleep no more. I'll never sleep no more. I've been drifting. I keep falling off the deep end. I've been slipping, losing grip of myself. I feel distant. I keep falling off the world's edge. I'll never sleep no more. I'll never sleep no more. Fuck a silver lining. I just wanna feel right again. I just really wanna feel how I felt back then when it felt real, so real. Yeah. Wide awake at 5 a.m. I don't really wanna fight again. I just really wanna feel her skin on my skin, her breath on my neck. I've been drifting. I keep falling off the deep end. I've been slipping, losing grip of myself. I feel different. I keep falling off the world's edge. I'll never sleep no more. I'll never sleep no more. I've been drifting. I keep falling off the deep end. I've been slipping, losing grip of myself.
Yo, what's up, everybody? You guys know the deal today. Today I'm joined by Inspocrypto. Inspo, are you still here? Let's see. He might have himself. Oh, he's got himself muted. Whenever you unmute, my friend. But while we're waiting. Oh, there he is.
No, it should work, right?
Yep. Yeah, you're good, man. You're
Okay,
good. Your
great.
audio's getting picked up and everything. So how you doing, man? How's it going?
Well, fine. I mean, at the end, the market is showing some activity. That's actually very well. Sometimes, if you are on the right side, right, it makes it's funny. If you are on the wrong side, it's pain. But at the moment, yeah, it looks very well. So, hedging a little bit the risk. Many followers know I was very crazy too long. And well, I started to short as soon as I noticed that the market maker is very active again. So that was my indicator of, oh, big pain is coming. And
Yeah.
so I'm fine, but that's it.
Yeah, that's great, man. Well, I know a lot of my viewers, a lot of my Discord, they've been waiting patiently, asking every day when I'm going to do a live stream with you. So it's a pleasure to have you here. Before we get into some of your analysis, because the way you analyze this market is completely 180'd from what I do, I'm just going to do some quick TA. You guys, I'm not going to go over the stock market today just because we did that on Friday and the market's not even open, so there's no point. But yeah, after I do that, I'm just going to have Inspo kind of share some of his viewpoints, his data, and we'll see how it has confluence with mine and see if we can draw any conclusions, and at least over the next couple weeks. So, all right, I'll just get started real quick. So you guys know we've been paying attention to the 28.6K support area for, well, a couple weeks now. Realistically, um, really the last year. I mean, this has been really the final kind of support in here, final area that we can say that we're holding a capitulation support. I've said that this zone is, if we lose this zone, we capitulate. We go straight to 20K, most likely lower. We're seeing macroeconomic factors that are horrendous, like way worse than 2008. And I know people are saying that this could be a stagflated time period. I disagree. Every asset class in existence is in a bubble right now. Even crypto is still far overvalued, and will continue to drop as other asset classes drop. I mean, you have the housing market, used cars, you have food, you have gas, everything's at all-time highs. And I'm considering, I haven't considered DCAing just yet because I still think we have a long way to go. But just to give that clarity, going to open my big chart for those of you that have been viewing for quite a while. You've seen this about 100 times. I share this about once a week now. But we have officially, and not officially because we have 6 hours left in this week, if we close below 28.6, we have closed below my capitulation support point. This is not only exciting, but if you are in longs, I highly suggest that you rethink your risk, or at least manage your risk a little bit more properly, because the next support realistically is about this 19,000 area. This 19.7, the prior all-time high. We can see that we had resistance approaching it the first time and some resistance approaching it the second time before breaking it. I know I've talked about the 200 being the bear market support area, but I actually do not think it's that anymore. I do not think the 200 is going to hold. Multiple reasons. One, we're in an economic recession, and Bitcoin has held these prior points, this 200 in its, quote unquote bear markets, because ultimately the economy has been very, very bullish. So if we throw away this bull market sentiment that we've been in for the last 13 years, we are in an entirely different area that we've never seen before. And it's not a bad idea to use prior metrics as an area to gather information and maybe where the bottom is. But we have to take in consideration this is a completely different, this is a completely different scenario that this asset class has never seen. So just really quick, back to the daily. Gonna kind of zoom in here and, excuse me, just kind of zoom in here and give one final point before I let my friend Inspo give you guys the deets. But we have one candle close below on the daily, and this is a daily support, and this is the second. I, for a minute, thought that this could be a deviated candle, as volume is pretty low here. But with 6 hours left, if we don't reclaim this 28.6, I just have a good feeling we're going to dip, like, pretty hard. So, Inspo, I'm going to pull up your stream, or your screen, man, and let you kind of take the horse here. So, go ahead, man.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't see my screen on YouTube right now, but maybe
there's like a minute delay.
delayed,
I just
right?
pulled it up. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Because I'm right now, I would like to start with the weights ratio. That's one indicator that's really important for me. It takes a little bit, I guess. It's a little bit delayed. I'm just waiting for YouTube right now.
Oh, you're good. So on my side, it's up and you're good. It's just going to be
Oh,
a little
okay,
bit
great.
delayed. Yeah, I think it's delayed by
Great.
about a minute.
Then let me use my incredible epic pen to make some indications on the screen, where it is here. So, well, many of you, I mean, at least if you are watching my analysis, I was warning about this huge pump of the weights ratio. The weights ratio is just an indicator that shows you, what the name tells you. So the ratio of all BTC inflows to the spot exchanges by whales. And when it's rising, it just tells you that whales are sending more Bitcoins than any other entity. And it was pumping like hell. Okay, it reached 22%. That was incredible high. The last time we had such kind was last year. Okay, when we reached the dip, and then they started to accumulate bitcoins on the exchanges. Afterwards, we just generated such kind of spring. Many people were asking me, hey, Inspo, is that going to happen again? Different story, different situation. As you just introduced, we have a different macroeconomic situation. Even, Russia war, many things are very unclear. China tension because of Taiwan, and so on and so forth. So things can even go worse than now. And I think just many market makers are stressed at the moment because they have bags full of assets they need to distribute, but at the same time the demand looks very weak. At least retailers, many indicating by metrics, just gone in the last few months, and that's a big problem. So that here could be a big nightmare because, in my opinion, it didn't play out yet. And even if the weights ratio was declining afterwards, the weights ratio always have an impact to the market with delay. It can take 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, maybe a week. It's just indicating you the preparation by whales. It's not telling you something about how big the impact can be or when it's going to happen. And that's one indicator I like to track because it's really important. And I think the big dip is still to come. We know we have big events next week. We have the Fed is going to talk about the interest rates again, and I mean, the last CPI wasn't really great. I mean, it wasn't surprising me because nothing changed essentially since the last CPI. So why should the inflation just decline, right? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, gas prices are lifting up, so the whole energy crisis is showing the impact, and I think that's just a foretaste for what still can come. I think that's just the beginning because that's also a process. I was getting a nice information about the conditions in China, for example. The unemployment is rising there. They are missing big manufacturing orders, and so on and so forth. So indicating that the situation can get worse even more, and that will have an impact to the markets. Everyone that wants to ignore that will wake up in big loss, in my opinion, and even, yeah, have some bad dreams afterwards. And
Yeah, I
another
agree with
thing
you.
I would like to show is, for example, the weights ratio 1 hour time frame, because that's the same like the daily one, but it has a different quality. It's showing you much more the weights ratio. So for short term, if you see, for example, this kind of dumps, it's much more showing you that the preparation short term is done and they want to lift up afterwards. And that's something partly because I have started too long.
Yeah, no,
And
that does make sense. I mean, if they've already dumped their coins, they'd want to raise the price back so they can dump more. A lot of people don't understand these institutions, these whales, whatever, that have all this money. They can't just sell it all at once. They have to slowly sell it, or else price will just absolutely crash. They have to have people essentially buy the coins that they're selling at a rate that's sustainable. Now, granted, people are not going to be able to buy all the coins they're selling because
exactly.
ultimately price is going to drop, but they're trying to distribute. It's a calculated distribution. It's ingenious. And yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I kind of in a way am expecting some kind of pump if we close this weekly above 28.6. That pump being at maximum 32. I really don't think we're going to go higher than that. And that's just because I feel like volume's very low, and we dumped on a Saturday and Sunday. It's just very awkward to me that we'd lose this macro support level with with low volume and on a weekend. It just sounds like the perfect trap to pump prices back up and distribute again. But again, I focus more on the TA and focus more on opens and closes. And if we do close this weekly below this macro support level, regardless of volume, I am very extremely bearish. Very extremely. I'm
Yes,
extremely bearish.
I agree with you. I'm very bearish just because of the whole situation. Even if I'm expecting a pump, in my opinion, that's maybe even going to be a bull trap, and they will dump even more. It's what it is. I mean, nobody knows what level they need, for example, for an accumulation, and many people just say maybe they don't want to accumulate and go up directly afterwards. Okay, maybe they do that, but that's even more bearish than
Yeah.
if they would go down and accumulate. Because if they don't accumulate, that's a, I mean, that's very clear, indicating you they don't care about crypto and Bitcoin anymore. They just want to sell as much as they can.
Yeah.
And so usually also institutionals like to buy the dip, just go up $3,000-$4,000 and then distribute there and nuke afterwards with their remaining bags. That's what they love to do, sideway run, and we have seen such kinds of formations in the past, right? I mean, we had that here, we did here 32, afterwards we did 31,500, and I could prove that the main architect here was the market maker, was entities with 1,000 to 10,000 bitcoins, because these guys have the best trade behavior. I mean, I just show you that. I mean,
Wow. Yeah.
accumulation the whole day, I mean, until they reach the price of 52, and then they have started to distribute. And even here, if I mean that's so crazy. I did an analysis last year about different entities, and then I said, how the hell? I mean, why is nobody talking about that? These guys are so accurate. They know exactly when they need to absorb, when they need to accumulate, when they need to dump afterwards. And I was talking, for example, in that period of time, after last summer crash, when FTX just bought this 55,000 Bitcoin and we lifted up, and many were saying, all the influencers with 300,000, 500,000, and even 1 million followers telling, you will never see Bitcoin price below 30K.
Wasn't that
You
the
know,
good?
I mean,
Wasn't that funny?
yeah, that was a huge
It was a
marketing
marketing
campaign.
campaign. Yeah.
Yeah, because the whole situation of the market changed. Absolutely. They were expecting a spot ETF. They got rejected by the ECC with a clear statement why. Okay? They didn't fix that yet. I mean, Tether is still alive. Um, so future ETF wasn't really in favor of the market. Right now, we are doing almost 70% of the daily volume with futures instead of spot. That's not healthy at all, at least not for crypto. And yeah, I mean, crypto ban in China. Chinese people and traders are gamblers, are people with big bags, big money. They love to trade with high leverage, buy spot a lot in volume, and sell. We are missing this capital right now. And if we check what the market maker did after this big accumulation, after this big distribution, accumulated a little bit, but
They've
he
been
missed
distributing
absolutely, yeah.
ever
He was
since.
just all the time maintaining that level, and right now it's below, and it's not indicating any accumulation yet.
Not at all. I would say that trend is very much pointing down. And even still, people keep saying Bitcoin accumulation is at all time highs, wallets are at all time highs, and I think that's because you have retailers that are just trapped, and they have no other option other than just holding. So they just continue to hold. They fall into that ideology where, you know,
And you are absolutely
it's
right. Look
it's
what entities
crazy.
with less than 1 Bitcoin are doing. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
go figure.
incredible. That's
that's
really,
crazy.
yeah, that's rocketing. It's just they are buying as much as they can, and that's what actually whales and institutionals need right now. Even here, entities with 1 to 10 bitcoins. I mean, that's crazy. It's not that big. I mean, we are talking here about they have this with 1 to 10 bitcoins, almost 1.78 million bitcoins retailers. So all with less than 1 bitcoin in their wallet, they have 1 million. The
Yeah.
market maker has 5,110,000. Even entities with 100 to 1,000 bitcoin have 3,880,000. I mean, they can't sell everything at once.
No, no, they
Otherwise,
can't, or else
crypto
it'll
would,
crash the
yeah,
market.
yeah, absolutely.
So,
So,
oh, I do have one question for you. A lot of people have said capitulation has already happened. I've seen many influencers say we've already capitulated. We're at the lows that we thought we'd never get to. Retail's gone. XYZ, ABC, whatever. Do you think that we've capitulated?
no,
Yeah,
no,
I agree with you. I
absolutely
don't
not.
think we have either.
No, no. I mean, if we check, for example, blockchain whispers, I just like them because it seems that their data is very accurate. In a
Wow, look at the
capitulation, you would
longs.
never
Holy
see
shit.
1.6 billion in longs versus
Why are people
750.
longing a breakdown of support? Holy crap. Okay, this is
I
definitely not deviation then.
no, it's and
There's
that's
hardly
the
any
pro.
shorts.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
it's 1 to 4 or 4 to 1 longs to shorts on what is that? Is that just that's Binance, BitMEX, Bitfinex.
it's
Oh my
yeah. Well,
goodness.
Bitfinex, forget Bitfinex. They are hedging themselves,
Oh
but
yeah, I saw that. They're hedging their shorts with longs.
exactly, yeah. So I wouldn't care about Bitfinex, and these guys are at the well, not at the moment. They were pain in the ass all the time, unfortunately. But for me, just Binance is the most important one. I tell you
Yeah.
why the market maker is using Binance. The market maker use the
We
high
saw it with
liquidity curve.
Duquan, man. We saw it with Duquan did it. We saw
Yeah,
that
well,
distribution strategy by him. It was blatantly obvious.
it's so crazy. I mean, we can track their fund flow. The fund flow just mean I see some BTC activity related to these entities to the market maker. I don't know if they are buying or selling just because of their fund flow, but I can see if they are changing, have some changes in the balances, for example. So if I see a fund flow of 4,000 Bitcoin, for example, and then I check their balances and I see it's declining, well, it's obvious they are not buying, right? So actually, if we check, for example, here, fund flow 3,000 Bitcoin, what happened close afterwards? Nuke.
Yeah, it
Eh,
looks like
eh,
anytime there's a lot of activity, it's either followed by a fake pump, which I'm sure volume would tell you that it's fake as well, and then we
yeah,
dump soon after. I mean, every single
e-
time you have a big spike above what is that level, like 4,000, 3,000, anything above 3,000, it looks like it dumps immediately after.
yeah, afterwards, exactly. And what they do is pure distribution. It's nothing else. I mean, we had here a fund flow of 9,000 Bitcoin. I was expecting a dump. No, they were the architect of this fake rally, and they they sold just the way up, and then they sold the top and let it nuke. I mean, that's what they are doing. We had here 9,000 Bitcoin fund flow afterwards, just on the top as a preparation, another 3,000, then 1,600, then another 3,000, and what happened afterwards? Nuke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's really crazy. They are not buying, they are not accumulating. If they are buying mainly on sideway runs, many people are saying, "Oh, they are accumulating. We are going up." No, institutionals they accumulate quick. They don't care about the money. They have a strategy. It's mainly
And it's on
yeah.
derivatives, is it not? Are they not just accumulating through derivatives, or is it through spot? Because
Well,
it's derivatives
mainly
lifting the markets up.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, yes. Absolutely. As mentioned, 70%, almost 70% of the daily volume
Wow.
is generated by futures. I mean, that's really crazy. We are talking about billions and billions, and the spot market, as mentioned, the future ETF wasn't absolutely healthy for the crypto market. That was the wrong way, and but I remember how many maxis just celebrate that. Oh, the mass adoption is coming. No, it's not. That was another way to trade crypto without to get some problems with ECC, for example, because yeah, we are still missing a regulation framework. Also, nobody is talking about that. But many are talking about institutionals are accumulating. No, at least people and even my clients, institutional banks, insurances, hedge funds, and so on and so forth, they are not buying. They had some projects, but they are still waiting to get some information about the incoming regulation framework. And in my opinion, ECC is just waiting to let the market crash. After the crash, they will say, so now it's time to regulate the market, you know?
Yep.
So we are the heroes. We will we will help you out after you crash. So thanks.
Yep, right after it's already done and retail's out, no one will be paying attention. Plus, you'll see some news article that says, "Oh, there's crypto regulation," which is actually, in my opinion, very, very bullish because then you'll
Yeah.
have bigger banks and clients that have a lot of money that say, I want to. People want to be in a market that's regulated. They don't want to buy some shit coin where it just dumps on them like 99%. They lose all their money. No one wants a Luna fiasco. No one wants that type of risk, especially if you're putting in millions and millions of dollars. So I've always thought that regulation was very, very bullish, at least in the longer term. Maybe not short term. In short term, I know people are going to be like, oh, crypto, it's decentralized, it's this or that. No, you need these regulations. You need to hold people accountable for all. And this is the other thing is like 99% of altcoins are complete scams, like complete pump and dump schemes, they're just exit liquidity for whales. It's so obvious. It's not even worth investing in altcoins because it's so obvious. I mean, we just saw what happened with Luna.
Yeah, not only Luna. I mean, even the whole Binance chain stuff, all the contracts, all these copy paste projects. They launched their DeFi projects without any creativity. They just changed the colors and maybe the logo and they are scamming people with modifying the contracts that shouldn't be possible in a full regulated market, and that's what's happening at the moment. And
Yeah.
that's the big pain. I mean, I remember last year even the German government just allowed every institutional to invest in crypto. I mean, the law framework is already done, for example, in Europe. And I remember that media was telling that was a potential 500 billion business for the crypto industry. Yeah, but they didn't invest one penny of them because they are still waiting for regulation, for a regulation framework. And every people that's working in a bank or has I don't know family members working on an insurance, they know that regulation is always costly and a big pain,
Yep.
and their regulation framework will change the whole industry because all these projects, all these scam projects will disappear from one day to the other because they can't um, provide all the information that ECC will require from them, and that will be a very nice catalyst for the market, in my opinion.
Yep. No, I agree with you. I do have a quick question that I want to answer because this has been on my live stream a lot. So D Spot, to answer your question, I have no idea why he has the sentiments that he does. In my opinion, he flip flops like every other day based on candle color, and he's got this problem with me because, to be honest, I don't know why. I think he missed out on the move in July and essentially shorted the whole pump up, lost a lot of money. He was bullish on XRP. He's just made a lot of irrational decisions, and I think it's getting to him. Uh, I watched his last live stream. He says that this is bullish accumulation, which I just brought Inspo on here, and we looked at the net flow data, and this is clearly not accumulation. I think he's just kind of, I don't know. I think he's being a little emotional, but I really don't have a problem with him. I just I don't know. I think some of it's jealousy. I think some of it's to be honest, I really don't know. So, but someone did ask. Let me see. What about P2E coins and other Web3 projects which are worth like Shingaro token? I don't even know what that is. Do you know anything about P2E coins or Web3? Anything like that, Inspo? Because I don't. I think a lot of that's
I
just
don't I don't
yeah. I
either,
don't
man.
I don't even bother with it because 99 like I said 99% of those altcoins are really just for A, exit liquidity for whales, or B, pump and dump schemes. And it really doesn't matter what the devs do or what the devs say or this or that. I mean, you guys just saw what happened with Luna. That is going to happen very slowly, not in like 3 days, but it's going to happen to the majority of altcoins in this market. They're all not actually. They will literally all go to zero. Not all of them, but 99% of them will. I know that there will be probably like, what do you think, Inspo? Like 20, maybe 30, maybe even less
Well,
than that. I don't know. I know you're more of an altcoin person than
well,
I am.
just let me check CoinMarketCap. Crypto has their 19,829 projects registered.
Yeah,
Be honest, 90% will disappear.
yeah,
That's the thing. I mean, if people are just wondering where institutionals are spending their money, just take a look to the last Genesis report. You know, Roman, we were talking about that just before the live session. It's for free. It's available. Just take a look. I mean, BTC demand for institutionals is is declining since Q1 2021. I mean, after they're accumulated, after they distributed, they just don't want to buy Bitcoin, at least not like they did in the past, you know, and it declined by almost 45%. Even
yeah,
for Ethereum, it flipped. They were very bullish on Ethereum, and since Q3 last year, it changed as well. And then you read something like they are most interested in some NFT projects. No, we have to be very careful because many people think NFT it's directly something like artist, arts. No, no, NFT has much more than just some, I don't know, very creative, but in my opinion, maybe not that tasty NFT arts. You have many other different use cases there, and institutionals know that. They want to invest in projects related to blockchains like Atom, Quant, like well, we have some Fusion. I don't know. Um, and that's infrastructure. That's where institutionals are investing right now the money. They are not interested in Bitcoin. They are even not interested in Ethereum. We have seen, I mean, spot inflow 100,000 Ethereum to FTX, and FTX is ultra bearish it seems on Ethereum,
yeah,
and FTX is one of the main driver of the dump what's happening at the moment. Not only Bitfinex. Many people are saying Bitfinex is the main driver. In my opinion, both exchanges are playing here the bigger role. That's FTX and that's Binance just because of its liquidity. And yeah, that's something Genesis.com. It's an OTC, the biggest one related to crypto. Their reports are for free. Just take a look. You will
yeah. No,
see
I
all
definitely will.
information there. That's really crazy. It's just everybody is telling you, have Bitcoin to the moon. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. So someone did ask, and I know you and I have different opinions on, but not really different opinions. Someone said, should I hold USDT, USDC, or should I hold any stable coins during a crash? I would recommend going into stable coins like USDC. TUSD is good because they're both. TUSD is actually backed by FDIC insured banks, so you're safe, completely safe, and their assets are listed on their page. I believe USDC is backed 1-to-1 to the dollar, and you can see on their page like all of their dollars to stablecoin ratios and all that shit. But USDT, this notion of USDT, I'm on the page of whether they do scummy shit or not. If USDT goes down, and you have to think about it this way, and Inspo, I'd love to hear your opinion too. Think about, for anyone that watches like Star Wars, you have those big galactic fighters. So from the Empire, you have those big freighters, I guess, or whatever. If one of those goes down, they've got a bunch of extra. If the Death Star goes down, which USDT being the Death Star, a freighter being something like UST, like Luna had. Like UST went down, it really wasn't, it sucked if you were in Luna or had UST, you lost money, but ultimately it didn't kill the crypto space. If USDT goes down, the whole entire market is, in my opinion, just like, so it's done. It's every exchange loses billions and billions of dollars. People, I would think a majority of people lose so much money where they don't come back. It essentially ends the empire. And again, I understand they do some scummy stuff, but I don't know if it's as scummy as we think. And I know that a lot of big banks do the exact same thing that Tether does, and we don't even bat an eye at them. So, Inspo, I'd love to hear your opinion on the Tether thing.
You are absolutely right, man. At least that some banks are doing a similar
Literally
business
the
like
exact
Tether.
same, like JP Morgan, and I think BlackRock literally do the exact same thing, and they get fined $50 million, and nobody bats an eye. No one cares. It's a news article for one day, and no one cares. But you have USDT in the crypto market, and everyone talks about it every day, how it'll crash and send everything to zero and all this shit. And I'm just sitting here like, guys, there are big banks that do the exact same thing, and the SEC isn't jumping all over them. They just find them and get over it.
Exactly. Well, the thing with Tether, to be honest, I'm tracking their activity since last year, actually, since the beginning of last year, and Tether is, in my opinion, a big problem because nobody knows exactly what they are doing, and
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
big
I'd agree with
problem.
you there.
I
They're
mean,
not being transparent at all.
yeah, yeah, and just their argumentation is like, yeah, but that's a not regulated market. Who cares? Who
Yeah,
cares, man? I mean, you have a lot of clients. You just hear what the people are telling you. Be
yep.
transparent. Make a full audit. You know, just for, I don't know, to show everyone that everything is fine, but they are not doing it.
No, not
And
at
that's the
all.
problem. I mean, just to say the market is not regulated. Yeah, of course. And every criminal is okay as soon as he is not catched by the police, you know? I mean, come on. That's not the quality what the people are expecting from you when you are moving 70 billions of US dollar or even a little bit more. No, I think now it's even a little bit less, but however, it's too much money. And yeah, I mean, nobody knows how many bitcoins they own. Nobody knows what kind of commercial paper they own. They just said they reduced. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
and
they're
any dollars they don't own to back it, it's backed by real estate or other assets that they have not disclosed.
exactly. And just imagine, I mean, no no one bank in the world actually want to work with them.
No, not at
And
all.
they're in a current investigation by the New York Attorney General. I mean, no, sorry, but too much money for a player that it's trying to hide a lot of information, and his argumentation to say that's an unregulated market, that's not enough. That's absolutely not enough. I don't trust them. I mean, I had a discussion with Paulo, the CTO of Tether and Bitfinex. He blocked me afterwards because, yeah, I mean, that, I was very proud, to be honest. No, but Michael did that. Michael Seller. I have some friends out there. And they blocked me. I don't know why, but I had a discussion with him. I told him, that's not how it works. I mean, if you want to have some relationships with banks and to get access to liquidity, make a full audit. I'm not talking about that crap that you are providing. A full audit, nothing that authorities are, yeah, requiring from you. Just make it from just to show everybody, also your clients, that you are transparent, and they are not, they are hiding a lot of stuff. They reduced their commercial paper, but I guess they just reduced the AAA commercial papers, and we know they have also double Bs, for example. What's behind that, Nobody knows exactly.
Exactly. No, I think you answered that pretty perfectly. I'd agree with pretty much all of that. But I will say, if Tether goes down, the whole market see a lot of pain for a very very. But Tether is only what, like 15% of the like the, I guess, the stable coin, or I know it's the majority, but I believe it's only 15%, right, of everything.
I really don't know, to be honest. I need
I
to
thought I saw
check. I
something
mean,
like
right,
Tether was
they
15.
have something like 70 billions right now, 72, 75.
Yeah, that's not, because we're still, I think, a trillion. I don't think are we a trillion? It's little one still. I have to check that.
Yeah, I'm checking USDC. By the way, I have my doubts with USDC as well. I
Oh,
mean, they are making 54 billion market cap right now, so it's really big. But the problem of Coinbase is less the guarantee that's not a fraud. Okay, it's more. I'm not sure if Coinbase as a business is in a healthy conditions anymore.
no,
And
no, I don't think so. And I think that there are
yeah,
other exchanges that are a lot better. They're going to
yeah,
take that share, that client share from Coinbase. I mean, you have, although I don't like Binance because they do a lot of scummy stuff, especially with Binance
yeah.
US. I was a victim of that. That's why I use Bitget now. But
The 8K week, you mean?
oh god, dude, I remember I was on a fishing trip with my dad. I was up like $20,000 to $30,000, and I
Oh,
went to
jeez.
sleep at like 4 in the morning. And I was like, man, this is gonna be the best trip ever. I'm gonna come back from it and sell in a great spot and all this. And I should have moved my stop loss as I originally didn't, because I was up so much. Like I was up like 20%. I'm like, there's no way we just dumped 20%. There's nothing on my system that says we're going to dump. So I left my stop losses at break even. Thankfully I left them at break even, so I didn't take a loss. But yeah, I woke up like midway through the car ride and completely had all of these alerts going off, like your ADA, your Bitcoin, your this and that, like everything got stopped out. And I was like, what just happened? And I went into Discord and I'm like, what just happened with Binance US? Went to Twitter, finally got an answer. There was a 64,000 to $8,000 dollar wick on Binance US. I couldn't believe.
That's really crazy. I see Thibor opinion on FTX. Another friend of mine, but he didn't block me yet.
Yet.
Yeah, Sam is my big friend. No, I mean, I don't have anything against these guys, as soon as you play fair. And that's the thing I'm missing here. I miss that Sam is doing very crappy things in the last 1 year, but communicating like I'm the nicest person you can imagine, no, man, you are dumping on your clients. That's what you are
Yeah, I
doing, and
saw
at the
that.
same time, yeah, that's I don't like that at all. And but at least it seems you can have a discussion with him without that he is going to block you
Block you.
afterwards. I think he is maybe too arrogant. or something. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, FTX, well, what should I say? I'm not going to trade there. I'm not going to trade on Bitfinex. I'm not going to trade on FTX. The market is so big, you know, you have a lot of different alternatives. I don't need them.
You have alternatives that won't scam you out of everything. FTX shuts down anytime there's any volatility. Like
Yeah,
that's why I don't use.
Binance. Yeah, it's I mean, we are trading high innovative assets, you know, but exchanges don't have, it seems, the money or the capacity just to upgrade their servers. Um, every time we are going to nuke, uh, it seems the exchanges are absolutely overloaded and you can do anything. It doesn't matter if it's OKEx, it doesn't matter if it's KuCoin or Binance or whatever. A big correlation there. And
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
double
That's.
top. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're
Someone
seeing
is,
my. Yeah, you're
yeah,
seeing
yeah,
my.
yeah,
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 I'm.
yeah.
I'm seeing if it plays out. Hopefully, I hope it does, but we'll see. If this, as long as we don't get back above 28, 25, like that's. I mean, that I'd consider that a swing failure. If you get back above this, it's no longer a double top, and it's probably a bull flag. But yeah, I mean, we have looking like it wants to bend down, especially with this volume and then this volume here. You'll see it in a second if you're looking on. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
very very low volume. It looks more like a relief bounce than anything right now. Just because I was considering it to be deviation, but the first time we went below this 28K and had this huge volume here, I mean, or sorry, we went down. We had divergences here. We had a huge volume spike, a buying volume spike. We had divergences here on MACD. We don't have any divergences right now. We have very, very low buying volume. Ultimately, I mean, we're dumping right now. So ultimately, I thought this would be, what's the word? It starts with a D. I just had it and I just said it. Lost the word. I just said it. What's the word when you bounce back up after going through support?
Mm,
I just said it like
After support?
yeah. It's God. I don't know why I just lost the word, but essentially, I thought it was man. I just had the word on the tip of my tongue again. I hate when that happens. But regardless, I thought we were gonna maybe pump back to 28.6, maybe see some kind of back in the range, you know, catch some more people in FOMO. But now it just kind of looks like a retest of prior support, especially if I even lower my support line just a hair back to 28.3, which covers most of that wick. I mean, here is a perfect retest, and we're hitting these two wicks with very, very low volume. At
Yeah.
least that's what it looks like to me, is a perfect little retest. Plus, on the bounce up, a little bit of volume there, and we were oversold. So now we'll probably go a little bit deeper. I'd imagine we go deeper, then we bounce, then we continue going deeper, make these divergences, and then get our relief bounce. I'm sure you'll see in a moment if you're looking at YouTube, but I can share. Let me share my screen with you so you can see it in real.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks like they are failing their retest, and that I was expecting that just before, you know, just to make. But what they are doing looks really big. So if they are really failing their retest from here, that could be really go much lower, and that's something it would surprise me because if we take a look, for example, to
Deviation. That's the word. Thank you so much, Notre Dame. Holy crap!
okay,
I
the
I said it
deviation.
like 10 times. I'm like, what is the word? What is the? It's not distribution. It's not this. What deviation. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Like fake out with a D. Actually, deviation is a representation of a accumulation zone, or it leads into a fake out. And this is something I wanted to show even you, Inspo. We actually on this range here in March through April, ultimately we had a head and shoulders here, but this is actually deviation because you essentially have this support. We broke below support. Very, very. I mean, volume's not super low compared to prior volume, but overall not super high for a sell off. Plus, we hadn't completed the pattern yet. But this is actually deviation that leads into this fake out into a dump. So this is what I was actually expecting was something like this, where we close below that support here, and then bounce back above very, very low volume, and then we crash. But it seems like we're not getting that. It seems like we're actually just looking to dump. We're not even breaking above prior resistance here.
Yeah.
Or prior support, which is new resistance. We got to get above 28.6, and there's still 5 hours left in the day. It's possible, but I just can't imagine. My headset, so I need to plug this in.
Yeah, well, I mean, we really need to see if they're really just making a retest and
It's
failing.
gonna look goofy as shit.
That could be really painful because I was expecting such kind of lift up over this weekend because
If not, I've
next
got to go
week it's
grab
going
mine.
to be a very stressy week for bulls, in my opinion. A lot of hardcore pain events coming, and I don't see actually any big demand at the moment. So
Yeah,
I really even I don't see any big stablecoin inflows coming to spot exchanges anymore. Um, we were talking about Tether, but also Tether changed a lot. I don't see all these Tether printing activity anymore. So 600 millions, 800 millions doesn't happen since a while anymore. Um, and yeah, that could be really big pain in next week. However, I still think, just based on option trading, I mean, some big volume happened indicating calls 33K, 34K, 32K, even puts 35K. So indicating they are expecting a price that could lift up to 33, 34, even this month, but at the same time for end of June and beginning of July, if we take a look, we received a lot of puts in lower levels below 25, even 24, and so on and so forth. So that was actually why I have started to long. And I said I'm going to long the way down. So at the same time, well, I told you when I noticed that the market maker is just sending some bitcoins to exchanges, then I shorted at the same time just to hedge a little bit. And yeah, in my opinion, we can go down even more. Maybe retest also our lower level at 26.7 or something, and then
yeah,
finally go up because it really looks very weak at the moment.
yeah. Even
Their
even
retest,
volume. I mean, looking at 4 hour. I mean, this is very low
yeah,
for this sell off. So that's kind of
yeah.
why I think we're going to see some sort of relief. I mean, we either have to dump like 10 or 20%, and then we'll get our relief back to retest and then go further down, or this is deviation, and we kind of get that fake out pump to send it, if that makes sense.
It would. It would. I mean, that's what I always say. Only down doesn't exist, you know?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's a process. I mean, these guys are not stupid and they are not generating any fear. They are not that aggressive like last year, you know? Last year it was really just the very common institutional move to be very aggressive, to wait there in the bottom and to absorb from weak hands. It's not happening. They are not buying. They don't care. So it could be the worst case. They are not interested anymore in buying any spot and they just want to distribute. Or the other scenario, they didn't hit their favorite accumulation level. It could be many are saying because of the weekly that yeah, 22K could be the bottom. Um, well, my scenario since last year was 24 just because of the CME gap, and as mentioned, I mean the future trading is becoming more and more important for the market. So it would make sense to fill this gap. Even I don't care about any gaps because we know even in the stock markets we have um, some assets with unfilled gaps and nobody cares about. But
Yeah, yeah.
CME, it's a different story. So maybe that could make sense. But if we go lower than 24K, then it's going to be very, very painful for everyone because, well, altcoins will bleed extremely then. And yeah, panic sell, even minus capitulation at the same time with an energy crisis. It's not the best combination and also not really the best time for that.
Yep. Exactly. No, I agree with you.
So,
Um, yeah, no, I think those are great points, man. I didn't really have anything else I wanted to discuss today, unless you want to like take any questions or answer anybody. You're more than welcome to. But my headset is also giving me a really hard time, and it's dying. So
okay.
if you have any like final points you'd like to address, I'd love to hear them, and I'm sure everyone else would love to hear them.
Not really. Just I would like to have such kinds of streamings together, also in the
Yeah,
future, just to discuss some points and maybe also to match our knowledge, the TA side with the on-chain metric side on the other side. As you know, I'm going to make with George Wegwitz. That's another analyst and also working for an institutional. He is a crack. He is an absolutely expert when it comes to option trading, skew, and so on and so forth. And maybe it would also make sense to, just to talk all three each other to make
yeah, of
such kinds of
course.
stream and just to provide a different insight, the TA, the metrics, and maybe also the option trading. And yes, so it was. I look forward for that. It was a nice experience. It's the first time that I'm guest in a
Yeah, man.
different
I haven't
stream,
had a
and
guest since I've had Egris, and unfortunately, I guess we're at odds right now. So no, I'd love to have you on. If you want to live stream and then just send me an invite, man, we'll make it happen. I'm available. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on today, and for everyone else, I hope you guys enjoyed what Inspo had. His analysis is definitely top tier. He's got his own Twitter. You didn't know this, but you have your own text channel in my Discord. Every time you tweet,
really,
yeah, dude, because I liked your net flow analysis so much.
thank you very
Yeah,
much, man. I appreciate that a lot.
if you look in my Discord, it literally says like Inspo's analysis or like Inspo's tweets, something like that. And yeah, it's specifically because one, I wanted to make my Discord just a centralized place where you can get data, and I thought your data was so valuable, and I didn't want to go to Twitter every time to find it. I could just click that and see your tweet, because it's very valuable. Anytime you're like, oh, they're lifting it up with derivatives and spots coming to exchange, I'm like, all right, well, I can see that I'm looking for a short opportunity right now because my price action is also looking really bearish too. So no, man, you've been
Yeah.
definitely a big help in giving my analysis confluence. And every time I see one of your posts, I'm like, yep, I agree with that. I'm ready for it. So, but yeah, man, anytime you want me on, or we'll definitely have to do it again. I know both of us have completely different schedules. We might have to do another weekend, but yeah, anytime, just let me know.
Thank you very much, mate. It was a big fun for me. Really, I really appreciate that your invitation, and I look forward to make together with you a stream next time, maybe on my stream.
Yeah,
Just to
yeah,
make
man. Yeah, we can certainly
and
do it
then
on yours. And for anyone that doesn't know, uh, definitely give Inspo a follow on Twitter. His handle, I believe I put it in the title. And then he also has a YouTube. What days do you normally live stream? If you want to tell everybody.
thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, yeah. So definitely check him out. Like I said, his analysis top tier. And with all that said, guys, I'm gonna call it a day and go eat some lunch. So just remember, be patient, use risk management, and good luck.